Are you confused between these two smartphones, the Moto G84 versus the Moto G54? This comes at 18,999 versus this comes at 17,999 for the 12GB to 5GB variants. So just 2,000 rupees difference, but the exact difference would really surprise you. Starting off from the first and the major difference, that's the OLED display on the Moto G84 versus an IPS LCD display on the Moto G54. So first of all, let's start off from the video playback comparison. Before that, I would like to show you the settings, and over here if you look at the displays on both of them, you can see a pure white display on the POLED display of the Moto G84. But if you look the G54 on the left, you can see it is an off-white color. If you observe really close, you can see it's an off-white over here versus a pure white, and you can see both of them are at exact settings. You can see display, the brightness level is over here, that is 100% on both of them, you can see, and you can see the night light is turned off on both of them, and the colors on both are saturated. You can see still the output is same. You can see a big difference over here itself. Which is the Moto G54 and which is a G84? Obviously you can see the brightest display over here, and this is the Moto G84 and this is a G54. And if you look at the bottom chin, you can see the bottom chin is bigger on the G54 versus it's a light smaller on the G84. So, and you can see a clear difference in terms of the green colors. This is really sharp, and all the colors, especially RGB colors, are really sharp and vibrant on the G84 versus this. They are just feels pale if you compare the POLED versus this IPS LCD over here. And also this is a 1 billion color reproduction, and both supports 120Hz of refresh rate. It's a clear win for the Moto G84 in terms of the quality, the color saturation, everything. Go to the second thing, that's the fingerprint scanners. Side mounted fingerprint scanner on the Moto G54, you can see works perfectly fine. Once again, I would just show you right now. See, works seamlessly. Once again, 3 2 1 and go. See, once again, 3 2 1 and go. But this guy, the G84, have an in-display fingerprint scanner in 3 2 1 and go. See, works seamlessly. Once again, 3 2 1 and go. Okay, perfect. Okay, just a rapid touch. Okay, rapid touch is not working, but the normal touch is perfectly fine. So then in-display fingerprint scanner versus side mounted. So I do prefer the in-display fingerprint scanner. Now let's move to the third thing. It's based on a personal preference, but if you look at these two, you can see a clear difference in terms of the sizes. This is just 7.6 mm. That means this is super slim over here. If you look at the phone in my hand, this is super sleek, and let's look at 8.9 mm versus just 7.6 mm. So that's a huge difference. So you can see this feels a bit bulky, like a Moto old devices like the X-Play series which were launched so previously. So this feels a bit bulky of it. One more thing is there, both comes with a plastic frame, but if you pick the Viva Magenta color for the Moto G84, then you would be getting a leather back for the phone. So that is really cool. But this variant which I am having right now is just having a plastic back. Also, one more thing is that this is IP54 dust and splash resistance versus a normal water repellent design on this Moto G54. So that's another advantage for the Moto G84. Now let's start off from the speakers. Surprisingly, both are the stereo speakers. Let's start off from the Moto G54. Okay, fine. Now next is the Moto G84. So both are almost the same. I couldn't tell a major difference between both of them. So the stereo speakers is a tie for both. Now let's talk about the cameras. 50MP main camera on both of them with OIS, and secondary we are getting an 8MP ultra wide, and on the front we are getting a 16MP selfie cameras, and both support 108p at 60 fps, and both have the stabilization option. You can see both have the stabilization option. Next is the performance. The performance of both these two phones are almost the same. The G84 comes with the Snapdragon 695 over here on the G84 versus the G54 comes with MediaTek 7020, and both are based on 6nm process. So out of these two phones, which should you pick? Obviously, clearly you can pick the G84. And if you extend a budget bit more, then you can find the best phone under 25k. That's the Moto H40 Neo over here. What would be the differences? So a curved display over here, better processor, better cameras, a better stereo speakers, and fast charging. That comparison between the Moto G84 and the Moto H40 Neo, do let me know. So guys, that's it for today. Signing off, it's Phone Mania.